Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. We are sharing our kitchen update. Stick around, it's gonna be fun.
What was that? What was that?
So I started planning some kitchen updates in August. This is what our kitchen was looking like at the end of August. We still had those upper cabinets. I had started working on the lowers and getting that shiplap in, but the biggest problem was these upper cabinets that we just did not like how big, bulky, they separated the room. They just made the kitchen feel dark and closed off from the rest of the living and dining room. So I started mapping out what it would look like to give our cabinets some fresh paint. I did look at keeping these. Our cabinet boxes are still in really good condition, as is our granite is practically new since we moved in about 3 years ago. And so it's pretty much just the cabinet doors that are a little bit dated. Don't mind my dirty kitchen. Also the gold tape on some of the drawers. I had been mapping some different things out here and there. Another thing I wanted to get rid of were the uppers that were right over this window. It just really encloses it, so I wanted to really utilize that space and make it something that was pretty. I did paint that one cabinet white just to kind of see what I thought. We also have this pantry with 4 really large doors that gives us a ton of storage. So these are the lower drawers. You can see how dark it feels in here. Even though it's right in the middle of the day, I just feel like it gets so dark in here. And I love things really light and bright. So these were the inside of the uppers. They do provide a lot of storage. However, we were kind of just putting a lot of junk in there, so I thought we wouldn't really miss the space anyway, so let's take it down. And I would rather have something more open and that feels a lot lighter and brighter. You can see how that upper cabinet just really kind of closes that kitchen in, so I wanted to open it up, let some light in, and bring the kitchen as to part of the dining and living room. So I started by creating a mood board for the kitchen. These are our current floors, our current granite. I really loved the color on these cabinets. This is our current shiplap on the breakfast bar, and I always love little touches of black, so I wanted to incorporate that, whether it be in lighting or a faucet or hardware somewhere in there as well. I knew in order to achieve more of a modern style kitchen, I would probably have to reface my cabinets. So I reached out to Nieu cabinet doors, and they were a huge help with any questions that I had regarding sizing, refacing, design. They offer raw cabinet doors, primed cabinet doors, and even painted cabinet doors, which makes it so easy. I love that they also go beyond cabinet doors. They also do drawers and drawer boxes. They also have the kindest and most helpful customer service, which is always a huge plus in my book. So with a plan, our design choices, I'll share more on that later. It was time to start taking down our cabinet. For us, it was going to be these large upper cabinets, which were a beast to take down. We definitely could have used another set of hands, but we put 2 chairs up on our countertop to catch the cabinet. This cabinet was really wedged in there, and then we also have the piece in the front that enclosed it. We ultimately decided to cut the cabinet in half and take it out that way rather than damaging the walls and fighting with it that way. After measuring for our preferred cabinet door sizes, it was about 3 to 4 week turnaround for raw cabinet doors, and we ultimately decided that we would prime and paint them ourselves. They arrived through freight and they were packaged so well. Nothing was damaged. Everything was in pristine condition. We were so excited to see the cabinet doors and get started on such a fun project. It was really like Christmas morning opening up the cabinet doors. There was also this little upper that was over our sink. It had a fluorescent light. We were also going to be taking this down as well, so we had to unwire the light and remove the cabinet, the trim, and all of that above. So we got the fluorescent light down and ultimately decided to keep the wiring up there so we can replace the light with something else up there. Again, removing another wedged cabinet and making sure that we got it down safely and trying not to damage the other cabinets around it and also the ceiling. So we finally got it off. So after taking those 2 upper cabinets down, there was a little bit of patching, some sanding to do, the caulking that's still left up there. Some of the paint is a little uneven, so retexturing and patching things, and then removing the trim on the existing cabinets because everything was going to be repainted, and I wanted to make sure we had enough room and space for our new doors that would be going up. We did have to move and rewire the light to center it above the sink, so I had to do some patching and some new texture. This is what I used.
And pizza. We've been working hard.
I picked this light up from Amazon. It's very simple. It has just a matte black and kind of some brass details in there. I'm not 100% sure if I will keep this up. I kind of really liked what I had in the mood board, but for now we're just going to use this since it's really inexpensive until I find something that I really like, or if I decide I want to change it, I can also do that as well. We also haven't added the backsplash, which will also go all the way up the wall, so that may change things too.
What was that? What was that? Something fall off? It scared me. I thought it was the camera, but something just like fell. Something really heavy.
So once I got all the existing cabinet doors down, I had to fill the older holes that the hinges were in. So this is what I used. It is called plastic wood. I love that it goes on in this pink color, and then when it's dry, it dries to like a more natural wood color, but this works so well. It's very easy to use. It's sandable and paintable. So I had my work cut out for me for the next day or so. But I will take any excuse for a dance party. I probably went a little overboard with the wood filler. I ended up wanting to go over all of the wood texture in our cabinets, which I'm not sure if it made that big of a difference, but I filled all of those little wood texture holes in the cabinet just because I wanted a super smooth look. In the end, I don't know if it made a huge difference in doing this, but it is really, really smooth and you don't see that wood texture. So it's another option if you want to get rid of that. It did work. We ended up closing off the cabinets with plastic during the sanding process just because we didn't want dust all over the house, but everything else I just kind of left up because I knew it was going to have to be washed anyway. So I just went to town on sanding everything. And after sanding and all of the cleanup, it was time to prime the cabinets. Since our cabinets were such a dark brown, I wanted to make sure that I brought them back to that base white before applying the paint over them. So for our cabinet boxes, I just used a foam roller. I find that this leaves the best and smoothest finish. And I didn't paint the inside of the boxes. I ended up just leaving them as is. They are still that wood color, and I can always change the adhesive paper on the bottom as well if I wanted to lighten it up. So now that these are all primed and ready to go, I chose a paint color, which took me forever to choose a paint color, and I ultimately decided with Pashmina by Benjamin Moore. I went with a satin sheen for cabinets. I sampled probably about 6 different colors that I liked. In this exact light, it looks really brown for some reason, but it's more of kind of a grayish brown. It's definitely not that warm in person. And something about painting with a roller with my music on, it is the ultimate therapy for me. It's so stress relieving. I cannot get enough. I just love it so much. Then it was time to move on to painting the cabinet doors, so I wanted to make sure that this was done really well. We had a lot of sawdust on our cabinet doors, so we blew it off with the blower. Once we got them prepped and clean, it was time to prime them, so we used our Wagner sprayer. I can link it down below. It worked really well for primer and paint. and we ended up just setting them up against the wall. We could have also hung them on a little hanger with hooks, but I ended up doing it this way just so we could knock out more at one time. You can see that pretty pashmina color. This is more of the true color. It has a little bit of brown, but kind of a grayish type color. It's a really pretty color. So once they were all completely dry, I moved them into the house just to make sure that they were not outside. And then we had cabinet doors all over our living room and dining room for days. We could not wait to get all of these up and finally see the look of our kitchen. There was a couple more steps after they were painted, like putting our new hinges on. These were really easy to put on. I just put those 2 simple screws in, and I love that these have the soft close. I can link exactly which ones we used below. They're pretty inexpensive, and I just love that soft close. There's nothing like it. So we started putting our cabinet doors up, which went up so easily. We ended up mismeasuring on a few cabinet doors. It was my mistake. So we ended up having to reorder and fix those. And new cabinet doors and their awesome customer service. They were so good with us and made sure to get those out as soon as possible so we could complete our kitchen. We still have a few more projects planned for our kitchen. After the cabinets, we plan on doing a backsplash. I'm still not 100% on that hood. If we will be replacing that or doing something a little bit more custom, I would really love to do that.
I have this one that's pretty dead on. They just need to be kind of adjusted so that this isn't hanging out like that. They'll be pushed in more, but yeah, we have that one, and then I've been working on this one, this one, this one, and then I started on the drawer.
We went with a slab drawer front as the design choice rather than the slim shaker style. The slab front is a little bit more of a modern style, so these are really easy to paint with a foam roller, so I wanted to do that with these slab front drawers. Like I said, I will take any excuse for a painting or dance party. Something about painting and music, I just love it. So I ended up taking the same color and applying it to the shiplap that is on our breakfast bar. I had kind of more of a kind of vintagey aged white, and I ended up going with the pashmina on the front. You can really do an accent color on the front. You could even do black, but just because I have to incorporate the granite and that color that we have in the granite, I thought it should all just be cohesive and one color, the same as the cabinets. So on the inside of our kitchen, when we moved in, they had redone the floors and they put the flooring on the under part of the cabinet. I guess that's where a kick plate, I think it's called, is supposed to go. I don't recommend putting flooring on the bottom of your cabinets. I don't know why they did that. And so I wanted to fix that and replace that and make the cabinets feel a little bit more kind of custom. So to get the perfect sizing between our drawers and cabinets, we decided on a 1/2 inch spacing in between. So we found a piece of plywood in the garage that was 1/2 inch, and we just put that right in between every drawer and the cabinets. It helped keep that perfect spacing when installing the drawers and cabinets. And also, this is just preference. If you wanted a smaller gap, you can also customize it to a 1/4 inch or even down to an 1/8 of an inch. It's all preference. That's one thing that I really loved about working with new cabinet doors is they really helped me envision and understand measuring so that I can get that really kind of custom, flat, more modern look that I really wanted. So if you remember how our kitchen started out, a little dark, a little dated, and definitely needed some love, and now it is light, bright, it's open, it is more modern. I love how it feels like it's a part of the dining room and the living room. We have our little breakfast bar, which added extra seating to our kitchen and dining space. And even changing our pantry doors, for some reason when you walk through, it feels bigger and more open. The Pashmina color was the perfect color choice that ties in with our granite, our flooring. Our cabinet style was the Angela Rose Slim Shaker cabinet, and then we chose the slab front drawers for our drawers just to give it a really clean and more minimal look. If you're not one for painting, Nieu cabinet doors also has the option of when you order, they come painted as well. It makes getting the job done even easier, and we are so excited that we get to enjoy our kitchen for Christmas. We have a few more projects planned for our kitchen, things like planning and picking hardware, new faucets, a tile backsplash installation, and we can't wait to share all of those fun things with you guys. We want to thank Nieu Cabinet Doors for working with us and giving us this beautiful kitchen that we now get to enjoy. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and stay tuned for more kitchen updates coming soon. Thanks for watching.